Up and down the coast, from the beaches to the valleys, your news channel starts right now.
Good evening, everybody. I'm CJ Ward.
And I'm Beth Farnsworth. We begin with live team coverage of this powerful storm and its impacts across our region. Our reporters are tracking the storm up and down the coast. Krista Kirkjian is in the First Alert Weather Center.
But first, let's start things off with News Channel reporter Tracy Allaire in Montecito. And Tracy, evacuation orders are in place near some recent burn scars.
That's right. We talked to the Office of Emergency Services, and these are parcels. People are getting alerts if they are in those parcels. If you're in the Alisal area, it's the whole burn scar. If you're in the Cave Fire area, it's parcels. In Montecito, it's mostly parcels that are near creeks. And people are coming here to Manning Park, and they are using these really interesting shovels that fit in these sandbags. And there are plenty of sandbags and shovels here. There's a break in the rain, and people are trying to get these sandbags out before the big rain comes later tonight. Here's what the sheriff said earlier today.
Throughout these areas that will be evacuated this evening, the sheriff's deputies will be conducting high visibility patrols of those areas to discourage any criminal activity that some would exercise to take advantage of that. We'll be in those areas.
The highest risk will be overnight, sometime between midnight and 3 a.m. And as a result, we're asking the community members located in the at-risk parcels, those identified in red on the storm impact consideration map, to evacuate.
Now, they have interactive maps. You can plug your address in to find out if you're in an at-risk area. We talked to people that were going to friends' homes in safer areas, also hotels. Some hotels are giving discounts. And again, there are sheriff's deputies patrolling these areas, and it is all in areas that have had burn scars or are near creeks. And a lot of people here have been through a lot of this evacuating before. They know what to do, and they're just urging them, if they're under an evacuation order, to get ready and get going before, as Kevin Taylor said, the rain starts coming harder than it is right now. Reporting live at Manning Park in Montecito, I'm News Channel reporter Tracy Allaire.
All right, thank you, Tracy. And we want to give you a good look here at the evacuation zone map. By the way, we have this map at the top of our website right now, so you can go look at it. You can also put your address in there and find out how close you are to some of these evacuation areas. So let's show you. This is the Alisal burn zone. And right around this area right here is where you have the cave. Let's see if I can zoom in. You can actually see that. There it is right there. I'm going to move a little bit south here, and you're going to go down to the Montecito area, and you'll see this is the Thomas Fire zone right here. Thomas Fire all the way down to the Ventura County line. And you can see, if I zoom in, you'll get a really good look at what we're looking at when you see all this red. These are the creeks coming down off the foothills. And this is pretty much the same footprint from the 2018 mud flows. And then these are the boxes you're looking for. If you're in any one of these box areas, you should be evacuating or already evacuated. So again, you can go to our website and you can take a look at this map, take a close up, you can zoom in and out, you can put your address in and find out how close you are to some of these zones.
All right, thank you for that, CJ. I'm going to get over now to Krista Kirkjian in the First Alert Weather Center. We've had rain all day, but where's the bulk of the rain right now?
The bulk of the rain right now, take a look. It is approaching. You'll notice it right to the north of us. Currently, we generally have a break from the heavy rain. We had light showers all day, scattered showers, more of the same expected until about 9-10 p.m. tonight. That's when things are set to change. And when we expect that heavy rain, we also are expecting strong and potentially damaging winds to accompany it. Wind speeds right now already in the double digits across the entire region. We're seeing 20s for parts of the Central Coast, including Morro Bay, Santa Maria, Lompoc, 30 in Gaviota, Santa Barbara, 24 mile per hour winds as well, and inland 35 mile per hour winds in Cuyama. We are in the teens for all of Ventura County. This is set to change though, because take a look at that system. It arrives around 10 10 p.m. tonight, bringing widespread heavy rainfall to the area. It begins with San Luis Obispo County around 9-10 p.m. and will slowly make its way further south toward the South Coast, Santa Barbara South Coast, and Ventura County around 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And of course, we have several watches, warnings, and advisories that have been issued. I'll break that all down in my full forecast. For now, back over to you.
All right, thank you, Krista. And this storm is expected to be one of the biggest that we've seen in years. And of course, that means potential for severe flooding, property damage, and it could even be life-threatening. And News Channel reporter John Palminteri joins us now live. And John, this storm has already triggered public safety issues.
We have certainly been getting these indications even before the evacuation warnings we heard this afternoon. We were hearing so much about the power, the intensity, the timeline, and the duration of this storm coming in off the Pacific, directly targeting our area. So we checked out a number of locations and we found several sites that were of concern. Ripped from an offshore anchorage, this boat was one of two that slammed into the Santa Barbara and Montecito coast on the leading edge of a powerful Pacific storm. The rapid response team involving the Waterfront Department, Santa Barbara Harbor Patrol, Heal the Ocean, and Marburg Industries moved quickly and got other vessels off the East Beach shoreline to a safer place.
Yeah, we actually put a contingency plan into effect that said get them all out of here right now, get them into the harbor as soon as possible.
These boats pose a danger on many levels if they're left on the beach in a storm.
And also for toxins going to the ocean, environmentally, we got to get them out of here as soon as possible. And as soon as this one's cleared, there's another one straight up the beach that we've been dismantling. It's been there 3 days. Same thing, we took gas off of it. We don't want that stuff going out into the environment.
The water flow has not been a serious concern in the front country creeks so far, but with heavy downpours, they can fill and spill quickly. First responders are watching them closely. Even though we've had above average rainfall already this year, our creeks and drainages have held up well, including this one in Montecito, which twists and turns and goes under Highway 101. In the past, however, it's gone over its banks and shut down the freeway.
I think all the creeks have been cleaned out pretty well. I think the debris basins have been cleaned out really well. It looks like the water's flowing really well through the creek beds. Because of the debris flow, they're deep enough now to be able to handle a lot more volume.
In Montecito's Manning Park, an all-out effort to make sandbags and get them to vulnerable properties is underway.
25 bags, yeah, per truckload, and this pile was 3 times the size it is now, so it's going quickly.
Direct Relief mobilized with an emergency team to help those who couldn't do it all themselves.
A lot of our community, might not be physically capable, so Direct Relief staff, we are and able and willing, and we want to help our local community, and we know, what happened a few years ago, and so we just want to be able to prepare our residents.
In addition to the rain, the storm surge along the coast will be another big concern. Montecito's Butterfly Beach got an early morning pounding, but this is only a sample of what forecasters say will hit with this storm, and especially at high tide. And this storm is reminiscent of some of the past storms with great intensity after the hillsides were saturated, including what happened in 1969, which had widespread front country flooding. And of course, the storm of March of 1983, the March Miracle Storm, the double whammy in the 90s that flooded over the creeks in Santa Barbara, and of course, what happened 5 years ago on Monday, the Montecito mud flow. It's to be taken seriously. It's got a lot of intensity, duration, and it's targeted right here on the Central Coast. Reporting live at the corner of Coast Village Road and Olive Mill, where Santa Barbara meets Montecito, I'm News Channel reporter John Palminteri.
All right, absolutely. Thank you for that, John, giving us all those vantage points.
Thank you, John.
Governor Newsom has declared a state of emergency throughout California because of these winter storms. 2 areas of greatest concern, the Bay Area and Sacramento County. People there are cleaning up from the weekend storm that downed trees, caused power outages, washed away levees, and flooded streets. Today, schools are closed in San Francisco's area. Forecasters say many of the rivers in Northern California are already too swollen to handle much more rain. The National Weather Service has issued a high surf advisory for Central Coast beaches.
And News Channel reporter Tony Almanza joins us live from Pismo Beach tonight. And Tony, high surf is pounding that part of the coastline.
The Pismo Beach Pier is closed for people's safety because of high waves and wind. The National Weather Service is expecting 22-foot high waves at Central Coast beaches starting tonight. The high surf advisory is in effect now through 6 a.m. tomorrow. Meteorologists are warning that there will be large breaking waves, dangerously strong currents, and flooding. Ocean water flooding may happen in parking lots and walkways near the beach too. We met surfers from San Jose who did not expect these weather conditions.
We're currently road tripping all of California, so this is our first stop. We'll be hitting Santa Barbara and then San Diego afterwards. Definitely gloomier than I wanted, but we're making it work.
Signs have been posted in the area warning people of the dangerous conditions here at the beach. Beyond the physical dangers of being out in these conditions, there are also health hazards. Runoff during rainstorms makes its way to the ocean, which can be dangerous for people who go into the water. Taking a look back out here live, you can see the plaza is empty and it has been raining off and on throughout the day, but structure damage is not expected. Live in Pismo Beach, I'm News Channel reporter Tony Almanza.
All right. Thank you, Tony. And now is the time to make sure you have your First Alert weather app going. You can check out our live interactive radar and track the storm. We'll also send alerts for severe weather in your area. It's free to download for iPhone and Android devices. And coming up next, live at 6, chaos in the vote for House Speaker. We'll have the latest from Washington, D.C.
Several watches, warnings, and advisories have been issued, including a flood watch. I'll break it all down for you in my full forecast coming up.
And here's a live look at the storm tracker radar. You can see that massive bulk of the storm system moving its way onto the northern California coast and central coast. We'll have an update on this major storm next.